We are going to be starting with the prawn peri-peri in a most delicious sauce. In fact, that's my most favorite sauce. If I could just like drink it up with a straw, I would.
You drink sauce with a straw.
I know, I'm just saying this one because it's absolutely divine. It's so perfectly creamy and of course everybody loves peri-peri and everybody loves prawn.
Yes.
So we've combined three favorite ingredients
Into a
and
drink.
into a wonderful sauce for prawn. Right, so we have here all drained and beautifully cleaned, shelled and deveined our most beautiful fleshy, fresh prawns.
Yes.
And we've got that all ready for us.
And it took me like 5 hours to get all this. Well, actually, I did nothing. Yes.
Right, so there's just half a kilo of king prawn. We've shelled and deveined them. And for those of you that don't know how to devein them, Kabir is very, very good at deveining
Yes,
prawns.
well,
So
actually,
you
it's
bring
pretty
your
simple,
prawns to him.
All
So
you do is you get the head off, you snip it down the center, and you pull it off.
you pull it out, but sometimes if it's a little bit of a stubborn,
You need to go right down to the bottom, to the tail,
Yes.
and ensure that it's all out.
yes, and you could rinse this under a tap as well.
Yes.
And then there we have most beautiful, fresh and succulent prawn tails. And we're going to be using some fresh garlic because garlic goes marvelously with prawn and any
Okay.
seafood. I'm going to be frying this in some butter, and we need a cup of cream, and of course, some peri-peri sauce.
It's our own secret sauce.
It's our own secret recipe, but it's not so secret because I'm going to be telling you about it now. So all that I've done is I've cooked up some tomato and some onion. I've added some chili in here, salt and pepper, and I've cooked it down in some olive oil on very low for the longest time, like nearly an hour. And then we get this wonderful sauce all reduced. And if you want to, you can add some color, but I try not to because we want it to be as preservative free as possible. And then you can decant this into a jar. You can stick it into the fridge, and every time you need a fresh batch of peri-peri sauce, like you're doing now for the prawn, you would bring it out of the fridge and you've got some lovely
You know,
fresh
I'm just
peri-peri.
thinking if I had half that passion pushed onto me that you pushed onto the sauce,
Yes.
I'd be so happy.
All right.
My word, you couldn't stop talking about the sauce.
Yes, because it's such a marvelous sauce, and we have wonderful
we'll have
compliments
no more
about
time
it.
now about the
No
sauce.
more
Let's
time
just
about the
move on.
sauce. So
Okay.
we're going to get started. So I've got a heavy base pan on the heat right here. Okay, I'm turning on the heat.
Yes, and
I
you're good at that,
am,
aren't you?
yes, I'm going to be you're rather feisty this morning, aren't you? We're going to be putting in about a quarter cup of melted butter into the lovely heavy base pan, as you can see. Into this, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of garlic.
That's garlic that I crushed and sorted out.
So gently and lovingly crushed and stamped, and so fresh and whole garlic. Wonderful, nothing beats that. So I have some chili flakes, which I'm going to sprinkle quite generously in there. It is peri-peri. And then we're going to put 2 chilies in there. You just want to pierce that in the middle with your
Really?
knife, yes?
You know how delicate my fingers are, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I take that out. Pierce, what do you mean
Well,
pierce?
that's okay.
Oh,
You see, the idea is that if you don't pierce the chili like this, can I just show you one?
Okay.
Just that.
Oh,
Then it will burst, and that could actually hurt you a little bit. So there we go. We've got the chili frying
that was
here.
just your trick to get in 3 chilies, isn't it?
Yes, lovely. And I'm just going to put a little bit of black pepper in there. And we are now going to add in our ready-made
Oh, so
peri-peri.
you're putting the sauce in here.
Yes, there you go, frying. How's that smell?
Divine.
That is absolutely wonderful. Just to scrape up every last bit of this delicious sauce. There we go.
Yeah, that's done. I get rid of that for you.
Right, so right now You can see it frying and bubbling and being absolutely beautiful. I am going to ask you to put in the prawn.
All right.
Yes.
So I'll just pour them in.
You can place them quite gently.
Place them gently.
Yes.
Should I make a design?
You can make a design. Here's some chance for you.
Thank you.
So there we go. You're enjoying that?
Yes.
Right.
Wow. It's
Okay,
really
so
smelling lovely.
Very nice.
Oops, sorry.
And just a reminder that
them
prawns, yes, we could do all of them, are done so easily and very quickly. The most that you are going to cook the prawn in here is 8 minutes. So there we go.
Like, are people serious when they mention time, like 8 minutes?
You remember that when we did the calamari, we had to be very mindful not to overcook it, because when you overcook gentle shellfish like this, it becomes exceedingly rubbery. So you
Okay,
don't
so
want
if you're
that.
not keeping time, how do you know that it's done?
You're going to see them firming up a little bit. And I love to use a flat pan like this. As you can see, it's so beautifully spread out. And then you're not getting them all curled up.
All right.
So there we go, almost done. As you can see, it's firming up. It's not as soft as it was. And the last thing that we're going to be doing is pouring in that cream.
In here?
Yes.
Okay, can we just maybe... I just want to taste this before you
No,
pour it.
you want to add the cream because otherwise it's going to be a bit too spicy.
But I like to taste it.
You can
No,
taste
I don't
it
want to
at your
anymore.
own peril.
Ah,
Right, so let's pour the cream in.
just anywhere.
Yes.
Wow. This is fresh cream.
This is ordinary fresh cream, heavy cream, long life cream, whatever you'd like to. Evaporated cream. Thank you.
Unsweetened.
Unsweetened cream. And when that is done,
Wow.
we have quite a creamy and wonderful sauce happening here.
So tell us about the color, because, you know,
It's quite creamy. I'm quite happy with this color. If you want to, you could put in tomato sachet of tomato paste in here. It's just going to give it a red color. And if you really want a very red color of peri-peri, then put some paprika in here.
So while that's cooking, I think you just want to tell people a bit about your daughter and her studying habits. If we look a bit drained, it's because, especially me,
Yes.
I've been staying up nights, assisting Nashka with her studying.
Can I just correct you right there? He's been staying up nights, watching his favorite team lose repeatedly. While he's watching, keeping Nashka company, of course. So,
Yes, while she's studying, obviously.
While she's studying. And you know, it is a very stressful time for parents when...
I think it's more stressful for parents and for the kids in matric, because you're going around worrying and you know what the world is like out there. But I think you need to ensure that you keep the worrisome parent, the worrying parent, away from the
I'm
child.
looking at you.
Oh, okay. No, you're supposed to.
Yes. So
Because they get all worked up and they make the kid worked up and everybody gets worked up.
I have to say that, you know, the one thing that I'm constantly telling my daughter is that your matric pass is your passport to life.
There we go. You've got pressure already.
Yes, and if you don't get a good matric pass, then you're not able to choose the courses that you want to study and, of course, follow the career that you want
Not
to.
everybody is going to get the marks you almost got in matric, okay?
Yes, some of them are going to get marks like yours.
Exactly, and we can still make it.
We can still make it.
So
You'll
just
be
do the
frying
best that
prawns
you
at
can.
some time.
I'm talking now. Just do the best that you can. I
Yes.
think that's the best advice you can give kids. Be there for them. Cook them their favorite meals. Just ensure that they have a wonderful space.
They have a wonderful space. I think
to
that's very
study in.
important, that your child needs a space that they can call their own, a clean, clear space. And
Don't touch their books, Mum. Leave it. Or where they placed it, because they know what they're doing.
Okay, I just said you need a clear space. And then, you know, because if you have a decluttered area, you're going to find that you're able to think more clearly and be a little bit more organized. But the biggest tip that I can give any learner that's watching is study in little intervals. That is 20 minutes of studying and 10 minutes
Anything
of a
over
break.
20 minutes your brain is tired.
Yes.
No matter what time of the day you're studying in. So it's 20 minutes, 10-minute break, 20 minutes,
10
and you
minutes.
can go
So
on for
yes,
much longer that
yeah,
way.
absolutely. And I found that worked beautifully with Nashka, in that when her 20 minutes were up, she would say, give me 5 minutes more. I just got one last section to finish.
Yeah.
So it certainly worked. So, and also write down. Read and write. That's
I
my
think parents,
mantra.
you need to understand, we've already had 2 kids go through matric. You just need to understand that it's really a pressure-filled exam. And they go in there, kids get there early. When the teacher tells you to come in there at 8 o'clock, get there at 8 o'clock. Because from 8 to 9, it's admin. You're signing registers, you're signing seating plans. They have to read you all the rules. You have to do whatever needs to be done before you start writing. So all your studying needs to be done the night before. Get there by 8, get into the exam room so you're not worked up, you're not worried.
Absolutely.
And just relax with the 3 hours. Break those 3 hours down. For each mark, maybe give yourself a minute. And it's just a rough idea of how stretch, relax, and enjoy the exam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're almost done here. I'm
Yes.
going to switch this off and we're going to plate this later.
Okay, so this is done.
That's our starter.
Can I
A
taste it
creamy,
now?
Yes, you certainly must.
You want this?
That's to die for.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Not
I
that
can't put this
spoon,
one
yes.
back. That's
We can
fine.
use this one.
Okay, I'll just do this.
Here you go.
Yeah.
How's that?
Nah, I won't die.
It's wonderful. I love it.
It
It's my
really
most
is.
favorite. It's
excellent
garlicky,
taste,
it's
yes.
peri-peri, it's beautiful. There we go.
Right.
Prawn peri-peri.